Wellness Plan for Seniors, number 2. To work our shoulders today, we're going to do 2 exercises. The first one's called the swim. You might have seen me do it before. But basically, we're just going to roll our arms as if we're in the water, forward and back, keeping them nice and straight and close to our body. And once we've got that mastered, we're going to march a little bit, because don't forget we have to kick when we're in the water. And then we've got to breathe, so we turn our head to the side to take a breath. So when the left arm is up, the head turns to the right. If you want to breathe the other way, when your right arm is up, you turn your head to the left. I don't care if you breathe one way or the other way or both ways. Just practice moving your arms as if you're in the water, marching a little bit as if you're kicking your feet, and turning your head every once in a while to take a breath. And yes, I'm outside, and yes, it's about 0 degrees this morning, but I'm hopeful that tomorrow will be 16. The weatherman says it's going to be 16. And that means I can get back to the work I was doing in the yard yesterday. So not only do I exercise with intention, which means that I know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. It's all practice for when I'm out in my yard or going for a walk down the street or swimming in the pool at the Y. Okay, got that? Let's go backwards. Keep marching. We're doing the backstroke. And yes, we need to breathe, except our head is looking up at the ceiling in the pool, or the sky if you're in the lake, and your mouth is exposed, so you don't have to turn your head, but you need to roll those shoulders. So I roll my shoulders more than I do when I'm doing the front crawl. Backstroke's a little different. Keep the arms nice and straight and close to your body, and keep marching. Backstroke. When I'm ready to do the breaststroke, I put my feet together and my knees together, and I push out with my arms as far as I can go and scoop the water back as I come up. So push. I'm doing a little bit of a squat, pushing out with my knees and my hands. My arms are really straight. I'm pulling the water back to propel me straight ahead in the pool, or the lake, or the ocean if you're lucky. The breaststroke. Great for your shoulders, the swim, because you put your arms in different positions and you move a little bit differently for each stroke, working different parts of your shoulders. You don't need any equipment. You don't need anybody else. You can swim anywhere you want. You don't even need water. And the last one is the butterfly. You're going to put your feet wider than your shoulders. You're going to sit into the chair a little bit by pushing your bum back, a little bit of a slant from your head down to your tailbone. Legs wider than shoulders. Push your bum back. Keep your head up. Okay? Your arms are straight out in a T, palms up again, but I twisted them. Notice I went knuckles up and palms up again. So it's palms up, knuckles, palms, knuckles, palms. So you're holding a mini squat, arms are in a T, and you're twisting, working the rotator cuff. Remember, your shoulders is a very important ball and socket joint. It's like a ball sitting in a cuff. When you turn your arms like this, or really move your arms in any direction, up, down, close to your core, away from your core, you're working the rotator cuff in your shoulders. Very important to the health of your whole body, those shoulders. So doing the swim every day would be a good idea. And that's it. So you relax, shake those arms a little bit, and slowly come up. I'm putting my hands on my quads, and I'm pushing my hips forward and straightening up. Shoulder exercise number 2 involves a garden pole. If you don't have one of these, it's time you went and got one. I mean, it might put you back a couple of bucks at the garden store, but you need this. You could use a broom. You could undo the brush part and just have a stick, but you need a pretty long broom. You could use a band, but I like this because it's rigid and the band is kind of floppy, so you might cheat a little bit with the band. So we're going to hold on to this pole with a nice wide grip. And I'm just standing with my feet shoulder width apart in the best posture possible. And I'm just going to lift the pole up so that it's right over the top of my head and bring it back down to my belly button. And up. I'm standing nice and tall. Perfect posture. You know what that is. Up. Your earlobes are over top of your shoulders. Shoulders are over your hips. And your hips are pretty much over your feet. And you're bringing the pole with a nice wide grip from your belly button to the top of your head. Notice that my arms don't bend. They're straight. And once I've done enough of these, I might be able to go past my head a little bit. But my arms are still straight. They don't bend. If your arms bend, don't go up so high. Maybe just this high. Maybe this high. Maybe to the top of your head. Maybe all the way past. This is called the dislocate, the shoulder dislocate, which means that you're really putting a lot of pressure on that ball and socket joint, especially when you go past the vertical. When you go past here, it's kind of an unnatural situation for those shoulders, so it's more stress. Okay? So if you're not used to doing shoulder exercises, you might not want to go past the vertical. Now, to get a little bit past the back of my head a little bit there, I'm going to get a wider grip going on here with the pole, and you'd have trouble if you were using a broom handle. And I'm going to come down so I'm right in that position there. And then back up, belly button, top of the head, arms are straight back. If you've never done this, just hold the stick and come up to about here, keeping the arms straight. I don't want you writing me and saying, well, thanks a lot for that, Robert. You just dislocated my shoulders and now I'm really in trouble. But if you think this is okay, your goal is to go from your belly button to your lumbar spine. Belly button to your lumbar spine. Good work. Let's have a little rest. Part B, nice wide grip. Bring it over top of your head and just make some circles with the upper part of your body with your arms straight, holding the stick pretty much parallel to the ground. It's not on an angle. It's just going around in a circle above your head. Let's try going the other way. Nice circles above your head. The bar is pretty much parallel to the ground the whole time. Your arms are straight, they're not bent. You're making circles. Now we're going to do a little bit of a change. We're going to bend a little bit of the waist to the side, to the back, to the other side, to the front. If this is way too hard for you, just keep doing it above your head, standing still. If you can make your torso go in a circle with your hips, that would be great. Go the other way. Try to keep the bar pretty much parallel to the ground. And one more. There are lots of exercises you can do with that pole. If you look at some of my other videos where I'm doing shoulders and the pole, you'll see them. It's time for the hips. The hips is another major ball and socket joint in your body, very important to mobility, health, and a lot of times we do exercises for our hips where we involve a lot of balance. So I'm going to use a chair today to hold on to. I'm going to stand on the leg, put my weight on the leg that's closest to the chair and lift the other one off the ground. See how that feels? So I've sort of shifted my body weight, my core weight, which is about here, over above that supporting leg. And this is off the ground. Now, can I get it a little higher, or is that too much work? Is your hip aching on this side? Or is it just stressed and you're thinking, I don't like that? Work through the stress, but don't work through the pain. If there's any pain, put your foot down. Okay? Anyway, can you take your leg out to the side a little bit, whether it's bent or not? A little higher maybe? Bend it. And we're basically doing static moves here. We're not staying completely still, but we've got our leg up and we hold it for a bit and maybe straighten it, maybe get higher, maybe straighten, turn it, put it out here, turn it, bend it, higher, just to see what's going on with our hips. Other side. So remember, I'm going to put my weight on this supporting leg that's close to the chair. So I'm just going to shift my body over a little bit. Lift this off the ground. Not too high at first, just a little bit. That feels okay. Can you get it a little higher? Can you straighten it? Can you take it out to the side? Can you bend it? Bring it down a little bit. How about back? Turn it. Yeah. We didn't go back on the other side. We forgot to do that. You're just experimenting with the positions. How does it feel in the hip here? How's your knee feel? So this isn't requiring a lot of props either, just a chair. And I like to use a chair that's pretty sturdy. So I went to the thrift store and bought this old teacher's wooden chair. It's a great chair. Good. Let's go back to the other side again. So we're going to shift our weight over, lift the leg off the ground, lift our knee up as high as we can, and then push back with the bent leg, the bottom of the foot. So I'm not straightening it and pushing it back. I've got it bent. I'm going to push back, bring it up, push back, bring it up. That's 3. Stand up tall. 4. Blow out, right there, blow out. Breathe in, blow out, breathe in. 4 more. Take your time. Remember, if it pains, reduce the range of motion or stop the movement. Good work. Good. Back to the same leg. Shift the weight, lift the foot, bring it up to here, and then just take the knee out that way, looking straight ahead. That's 4. I think I detect some little white flakes coming down in the air in front of me. It's called snow. 1 more. I can start to feel it in the hip on this side. You all right? A little break there. The last one. Bring it up. Okay? Straighten it. And take it out and make a circle. Other way. Stand tall. Good work. Other side. Shift weight. Lift it up. Push back. Up. Push back. Stand tall the whole time. Push back. Take your time. Push back. Keep your leg bent. So the bottom of your foot goes towards the wall. Good work. Knee up, out to the side. You're looking straight ahead. The only thing turning is the knee, using the ball and socket joint of your hip. There's a lot of weight going on that supporting knee too. You want to make sure your knee is pretty much right over top of your foot. And the last one, lift the leg, make circles. They can be little circles, or medium circles, or big circles. Try not to lean, Robert. I'm leaning, and that's not what you should do. You should stand up nice and tall. Don't let your form fall apart just because you want to get your leg higher up and make bigger circles. Let's go the other way. So I went 5 one way and 5 or 6 the other way. Good work. Knees are next. We want healthy knees. So in order to get healthy knees, we need healthy hips. If we need to get healthy hips, we need healthy shoulders. So knees, I'm going to take my chair here, stand in front of it. My feet are going to be as wide as the chair legs. I can feel the chair with my heels. I know it's right behind me, and I'm going to sit down by doing a mini squat. Notice I'm pushing my hips back, my bum back. My back's on an angle, but my head is in neutral. I'm not looking down, I'm not looking up, it's in neutral as I approach the seat. And just because I don't need to fall over and miss the chair and land on the cement down here, I'm just going to use my arms and search for the chair. There it is, and now it's safe to sit down. And when I sit down, I'm not going to slouch. I'm going to keep my hips forward and be in the perfect posture for the squat. Okay? Now I'm going to put my hands on my quads, and this part between the thumb and the pointer finger is right in the middle of my quads. So as I get up, I'm going to make sure I'm sitting tall first of all. I'm going to lean forward a little bit, bringing the weight over top of my hips, and I'm going to slide my hands toward my knees as I come up. There's the squat, and then I stand up. So to go down, I push my hips back, search for the chair with my hands. There's my squat, perfect squat position. I'll show it to you one more time from the side. Hips go back, bum goes back. So from your tailbone to the neck, it's a nice straight angle like that. Keep your head in neutral. So where are those legs? Heels. Ready with the hands. Push my hips back. Keep my head in neutral. Find the chair and sit down. Put my hands, the eye of the palm, right there. Sit up tall, hips forward, lean forward, weights over top of my hips. Slide my hands toward my knees and stand up. Hips back, chair, down. Hands, sit tall, hips forward, lean forward, and push my hands toward my knees and stand up. Push my hips back. Again. If it's way too easy, when you come down, stop as soon as you get close to the chair right there and come back up. But I would like you to go all the way down, because sitting tall is super important. Hips forward, right? Earlobes over shoulders, over hips. Hips are flexed. Doing a hip flexor. Push your hips forward, right? Hands, lean. Move the weight over top of the hips. Push the hands on the quads and stand up. Where's the chair? Down. Notice Notice what I did with my hands? No, you don't like that? Good. Sit up. Lean forward. Push slowly. Stand up slowly. Search for the chair. It's still there. One more. You're sitting down watching TV. You need to get up properly. You're sitting in front of your computer. You need to get up properly. You're in your car. That's another story, right? You got to shift your whole body this way and then stand up as if you're in a chair. Some people just open the door and twist and the leg goes out. No. And everyone uses the john or the toilet. Make sure your legs are apart. Don't get your legs too close together and try to get off the toilet. Not good for your back. Hips forward, sit up tall, lean forward. You're on the toilet, you're off the toilet. You want to go back on the toilet? Where's the toilet? I don't know about you, but I'm looking for that toilet in the dark in the middle of the night. And I think about all these things. This exercise with intention stuff. Because I don't want to fall in the dark. You'd think I'd turn the light on, but somebody else is in the bedroom. I don't want to wake them up, so I'm in the dark. Knees are important. Hips are important. Shoulders are important. The weight routine today is not going to involve the magic chair. But if you want to use a chair, you can still do these exercises. But I want to try to do it without the chair so that I can work my balance and my posture a little bit. So I've used light weights. Today, since I'm outside, I've chosen a piece of quartz from Newfoundland and a piece of feldspar mixed with quartz, pink quartz, from Northern Ontario. They're a little bit different in weight. That's okay. My brain needs to be challenged. So I'm going to stand with my feet shoulder width apart. You might know some of these moves. Put my arms in goalpost position, which means they're 90 degrees at the eye of the elbow. And I'm going to straighten my arms right over my head. So it's a press overhead. Push straight up. Arms are close to the head. I'm not doing a V like this, no. I'm doing straight up over my head. Start with 90 degrees, not down here. 90, straight up. And whenever I can, I'm going to use the bottom part of my body at the same time. I've already practiced this thing with the knee up. So why not use them? But I'm really working my shoulders with weights. And we do about 10 or 12 of these. And if you were in the chair doing it, where's the chair? Here it is. Not only would you press the same way, but you could lift your knee up a little bit. Look, I had to sit down and stand up just to show you that. I hope my brain has been practicing the squat with intention so I can just automatically do it correctly. Anyway, so we're still here. Feet are shoulder width apart, pretty much. So as I bring my forearms together in front of my body, my arms still stay at 90. So they're 90 degrees at the elbow. They're coming in and going back out to here. Not past there, so my shoulder blades are squeezing together. Just in a nice, comfortable position. Bring them together, take them apart. Why not cross the legs while I do it? It definitely tests my balance. If you were sitting down, you could still cross your legs in front, but most of your core muscles would be taking a coffee break because you'd be sitting in the chair and you wouldn't be using some of them. And we only do 10 or 12 of these. Good work. Rest for a sec. And the last one, the third one in the series of shoulder weights. Feet shoulder width apart. Nope, they're together. Remember that breaststroke? Yes. So as I do the exercise, I'm going to push my knees forward and I'll come into a squat again. So my hips and my bum goes back. Looks like this. I'm in that position. But my arms do the Dairy Queen dip. So they dip. If you're in your chair, you can still do this. Start off with a 90-degree goalpost arms, and then just go to there and come back up. Keep your legs together if you're in the chair. See what happens. I'm not bending forward, I'm just going down into a squat and pushing my tailbone and my hips back as I do the Dairy Queen dip, the forearm dip. Working lots of muscles in your arms and in your back and even in your ab area right here. Because I blow out there, breathe in. Blow out, breathe in. If you want to take a deep diaphragmatical breath using your diaphragm, you would slow it down. So it's big deep breath in through your nose. But today we're just going to go about this speed, and we're going to still take breaths in through our nose and blow out through our mouth. 10 or 12, right? Good work. Yep, it's coordination time, and I have 2 juggling balls, not 3, but 2 today. If you don't own the juggling balls, there's a toy store. It's out in the mall on the Front Hesper Highway on the left. If you're coming from Galt heading toward the 401, it's on the left. It's right there at the road. I think that's the mall with the PetSmart store. But anyway, it's right there. Can't miss it. These things are about $7 each. They're great. They're good for stress. But today we're going to test our coordination with them. So I'm just going to take one in whatever hand I want to start with. I think I'll use my dominant right and throw it up and catch it. So I'm not throwing it way up there, so I have to take my head and twist it back. I'm just going to keep my head in neutral, look straight ahead, eyes straight ahead, and throw it up and catch it. I can see my hand, and I can see the ball, and I'm not even moving my head. And I'm just going to do that 10 times, throw it and catch it. Not too high, right out in front, standing in neutral. That's about 10. Let's try it on the other side. So this is a little harder because it's my non-dominant hand, and throw it and catch it. Look straight ahead. I can see my hand looking straight ahead. I can see the ball. And there's 10. Good work. And then the third one, I throw it with one, doesn't matter which one, but I catch it with the other. Okay, so maybe we should do it this way. I'll put this in my pocket so I don't have to bend over and pick it up. I'll just throw it and catch it like this. Don't want to get ahead of myself here and make it so hard that you don't bother buying them and you don't bother doing the juggling. Great for your mind-body connection and coordination. You need that. You might be driving down the highway in your car and an animal might run out in front of you, or a kid, and you'll need to be able to react really quickly. This will help. Okay, once you've done that, maybe you can get to this stage, maybe not. Maybe you're still here practicing, or maybe here practicing, or maybe you're here practicing, because you keep dropping it and picking it up. You got to do 10 in a row with no drops. Okay, but then you're going to progress to this. So if you throw this one up, you got to catch it in this hand, but this ball's in the way, so you got to throw it too. So it's throw, throw, catch, catch. It's not throw both at the same time. So it's throw, throw, catch, catch. Throw, throw, catch, catch. Throw, throw, catch, catch. It's just in this little spot here, so you don't have to look down or look up. It's just throw, throw, catch, catch. Throw, throw, catch, catch. And if you drop it, you have to start over. Now I'm starting with the throw in my dominant hand, do 10 of them, catch, catch, but now I'm going to throw it this side, throw, throw, catch, catch, a little harder. Oh, by the way, you don't have to stand still the whole time. If you throw it out in front of you here, and you have to step to get it, that's okay. But if you can just stand still, throw, throw, catch, catch. My wife likes to practice this while she's standing next to the bed, because every time she drops it, she only has to reach to here to get it. Because if you drop this thing and you have to pick it up, it's very important that you do that right with the squat. Your legs, not your back. And this is really important, so please listen closely. If you're standing in your best posture, nice and tall, everything lined up, there's very little, if any, stress on your spine. Of course, there's stress in your spine all the time, but I mean extra stress that's really going to squish those discs. Okay? So this is the position you want to be in. If you have to go down there to get something, you want to keep your head up, because as soon as you put your head down to look, see my neck, which is attached to the head, which is attached to the rest of my spine? This puts stress, 50% more stress on your body if you do this. And if you bend like this, keeping your legs straight to pick up that ball, your spine is getting 80% more stress that you don't want on it. So you need to practice the squat, and then when you're doing the juggling thing and you drop it, you want to keep your head in neutral. Push your hips back, your bum back, right? Looking straight ahead pretty much. Reach, you can see it, you got peripheral vision, and pick it up. Just don't drop it, you won't have to bend over, but all day long we're picking things up. So remember, perfect posture or a squat to get lower with your head in neutral, because if you put it down, there's stress on it. Keep it right there, like not up, not down, right in neutral. You should be able to get the ball if your knees are working right and your hips are working right. So it's this catch, it's this catch, it's this one, and it's, whoops, and it's throw, throw, catch, catch, and then throw, throw, catch, catch from that side. Good work. Practice, practice. Get to that toy store. Whenever I work my low back, I always start by finding the sweet spot or the neutral spot in my low back by doing the cow cat. So I'm going to be in that table position, trying to get my hands below my shoulders and my knees below my hips, so everything's about the same distance apart, front and back. And I couldn't sort of maybe feel the sweet spot. Of course, my shoulders are higher than my hips or my bum. My back was a little bit on an angle, but I can sort of lean forward a little bit and readjust things till I get into the perfect table position. Spread your fingers, make sure your pointer fingers are pointing straight ahead, and then spread the fingers apart for stability. Hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips. My head's in neutral. I'm not looking up. I'm not looking down. In neutral. And then I'm going to let my belly sag to the floor, and automatically my arch gets bigger and my bum seems to go up as my belly sags to the floor. My arms are still pretty straight. They're bent a little bit, so maybe I'll keep them bent. Belly sags to the floor. And as it sags to the floor, I'm going to look up just a little bit. And then when I'm ready to get out of the cow and go into the cat, I'm going to bring my chin to my chest and pull my belly up and round my back like a cat. I can definitely feel it in the low back. It feels better. And let's go back to the cow. So my belly goes to the floor. My arms are pretty straight. I look up a little bit, creating the saddle. I mean, that feels okay. Here I go back into the cat with the chin to the chest, suck my belly up, round my back. Arms are really straight now because my palms are pushing on the mat to get my back up higher and rounder. I don't know, it feels better up there than it does in the cow, but maybe I favor cats more than cows. I don't know. Let's go back and get halfway. That should feel the best, halfway. That's the table. That's where I want you to be. I'm going to now put my forearms down on the mat. And I'm going to put my knees a little bit wider than my hips. They're still on the mat. It's a pretty narrow mat though. And I'm going to put my feet on top of one another back there, stacking my toes. And then I'm going to push my hips into my heels and get as low as I can. Keep going, but very slowly. And I'm not holding it there too long. I'm going to come back to where I was and unstack my feet. I'm going to curl my toes so that my toes are touching. Then I'm going to put one hand down and then the other hand down and come back into the neutral table position. You got all that? Okay, so I go down with my forearms. I'm resting on my forearms. I take my feet and stack my toes. My hips go way back into my heels, lowering my body. I can feel that in my low back as I push my hips way back. Slowly come back up, unstack my feet, straighten them out there, hands underneath the shoulders in the neutral table position. Not the cow, not the cat, neutral. One more time, doesn't matter which forearm goes down first. Then stack your toes. Nice wide knees there. Allows you to get your hips farther back into your heels. You don't have to hold it too long. This isn't a stretch. This is a dynamic, slow moving exercise called the resting child. All right, so now what I'm going to do is keep my forearms there, bring my hips forward and try to straighten my legs and get my belly on the ground. That might be tricky. Maybe it's not. But you want to get so that your forearms are resting on the floor and they're parallel, lined up with your shoulders, not too close together and not too far apart. Nice straight parallel forearms. And your belly button is stuck to the ground and your feet are back here, shoulder width apart. Good. Now push down on your forearms and lift the upper part of your body from your head to your belly. But, oh, my belly came off. Get that belly stuck. So you're doing a little bit of a back arch, keeping the belly button stuck to the mat. Don't lift it. If you're down here, that's where you're down there. That's okay. Just push up with your forearms and make a little bit of an arch in your low back, keeping your belly button stuck to the floor. We can call this the cobra. Call it whatever you like, but remember, it's very important to a healthy back. You don't have to hold it very long. Nope. You can come back down and rest. Or you can rest like this. But we don't want to rest too long because we're working on the cobra. So our arms are bent at the elbow. We're resting on our forearms. Our belly is stuck and our head is in neutral, and we're doing the cobra. Can we move from the cobra into the resting child? I'm going to bring my knee in and the other knee in. Right, and then I'm going to stack my feet. Push my hips back as far as I can. Come forward. Put my legs back down and my belly down. Cobra. Lift my upper body a little bit. Keep the belly stuck. That's a better cobra. Okay, relax the upper body a little bit. Get that leg in there. Knees apart. Stack the feet. Push the hips back. Hand, hand, and sit. I like to start in this position. So I've got my arms wrapped around the outside of my legs, a little bit below the knee. I've got my heels in close to my bum, and I'm doing a pelvic tilt. In other words, I'm pushing my hips forward a little bit, which brings my upper torso up. Watch. That's it. I did that not with my head, but with my hips. Push my hips forward, getting that natural curve there instead of the old man, old lady slouch curve from too much sitting. Good, and I hold this. And this is a stretch, especially if you don't get into the best posture when you're seated too often. To go from the slouch that you don't want to be in to this one creates a feeling or a sensation in your low back that maybe you don't like this position. Well, this is the position you want to like. The other one, even though you're used to being in that slouch, you don't want to be in that position because one day you're going to be in pain and you won't know why. So this is your stretch. We can call it a seated hug the knee stretch. You can call it whatever you want. How about a cannonball? We could call it a cannonball because it brings back memories of me jumping into a pool, maybe the Hancock pool down on Glen Morris Street when I was little, and making a big splash to impress all the people. So I'll just change the position here so you can see me from the front. So I'm pulling my legs in, and then sitting up nice and tall, pushing my hips forward, doing a pelvic tilt, keeping my head in neutral. And this is my stretch. So a stretch, to be a stretch, should be about 2 minutes long without moving. I mean, you can move your mouth, but you want to stay in a static position for 2 minutes. And then all of your muscles that you're stretching will stretch. If you do it anything less than 2 minutes, they'll just think, well, your brain will go, I don't know about this stretching of these muscles. I think maybe I'll do it a little bit, but good, he stopped. Or she stopped. You want to make sure that you're in this position for 2 minutes. You've got 2 minutes. You're important. just going to think about my day and all the wonderful things I'm going to do today to make me happy. I think I'll go swimming at the Y. Yeah. I think I'll go for a short walk. I heard from Stuart McGill, the famous back expert from the University of Waterloo. I was watching one of his videos and he said, walking is the #1 exercise on the planet for a healthy back. And short walks are better than long walks. And how about instead of walking for an hour, I walk for 3 20-minute walks? Or instead of walking for 30 minutes, I walk for 2 15-minute walks. Something like that. But short walks are better than long walks because your body can be in the best posture and the best moving position as you can possibly get it in when you're not thinking, oh my God, I gotta walk for an hour. You'll get tired. We're older. Our bodies aren't used to that. So it'll be better if you do short walks. So I think I'll do a walk today. You know what? I think it's been 3 minutes. No, 2 minutes. Yes. 2 minutes. I think it's been 2 minutes. So I'm going to relax for a second here. And then I'm going to get up safely. For my meditation today, I'm going to do the one sun, two eyes meditation. Not only do I imagine that I can see these things that I'm going to be talking about, but I'm going to say them out loud so I can hear them, and I'm going to do them with my body so I can feel them. So I have to use my sight, my hearing, and my touch. Repeat after me. One sun. Notice I'm looking up because the sun's up there. One sun. Pointing, saying, two eyes. One sun. Two eyes. Three triangle. Triangles have 3 sides. 3 points or vertices. So one sun, two eyes, 3 triangle, 4 square, 4 sides, 90 degrees at each corner, and they're all equal. It's a square. One sun, 2 eyes, 3 triangle, 4 square, 5 fingers. Yep, 5 fingers. One sun, 2 eyes, 3 triangle, 4 square, 5 fingers. 5 fingers. 6 sticks. 6 drumsticks. One sun, 2 eyes, 3 triangle, 4 square, 5 fingers. 5 fingers. 6 sticks. 6 drumsticks. Are you still with me? 7-Up. I don't drink it anymore, but when I was little, I loved a bottle of 7-Up. So there's the bottle. Open it. 7-Up. One sun, 2 eyes, 3 triangle, 4 square, 5 fingers, 5 fingers, 6 sticks, 6 drumsticks, 7-Up. 8 figure 8. I love ice skating. I like figure skating. By the way, did you miss the world figure skating champion on TV this weekend? It was great. One sun, 2 eyes, 3 triangle, 4 square, 5 fingers, 5 fingers. That's 10. 5 and 5 is 10. 6 sticks, 6 drumsticks, 7-Up. 8 figure 8, 9 baseball. Yes, there's 9 baseball players on a baseball team and 9 innings. 9 baseball. Who's your favorite team? One sun, 2 eyes, 3 triangle, 4 square, 5 fingers, 5 fingers, 6 sticks, 6 drumsticks, 7-Up. 8 figure 8, 9 baseball. And I'm a chicken, I'm a mother hen, and I'm sitting on my eggs trying to keep them warm so they'll hatch. So I'm just going to move like this and say 10 hen. 10 hen. Last time, 1 sun, 2 eyes, 3 triangle, 4 square, 5 fingers, 6 sticks, 6 drumsticks, 7 up, 8 figure 8, 9 baseball, 10 hen. Good work.